kick it off with Team Spirit going up against Infamous, two teams we were not expecting to be in the lower bracket at all.
Yeah, definitely not. Good morning, by the way.
Good morning. I feel so much more official now. I'm very official starting that off.
Anything? You're just like jumping in on everything. You're like, oh, we're at the final. I'm at the final match.
I am here with world-renowned analyst, man who has appeared at probably more Dota 2 professional events this year than any other commentator or analyst, apart from maybe Melini. It is Fogged, and I'm Toby1.
Hello. Good morning.
Hi, everybody. Hi.
You guys ready for some dudes?
Hopefully.
We're actually already in the game.
Yeah.
Game is underway already.
They actually started the draft up very, very quickly. Just while they're going to probably switch the draft from production, which would be fantastic. Just to get you a bit of an update from what happened yesterday. So Alliance was able to clean sweep their way through. They went through the winners bracket semi-final as well as the grand final, both with 2-0s. That was taking out MVP Revolution as well as SG Esports. And they now will hold their grand final position. They'll be playing in the last series of the day, which will be the grand final with a 1-game advantage. It will be a best of 5, or technically 4, depending on how you look at it. Elite Wolves were actually the ones to drop down, so the winner of this series will play up against them. Elite Wolves were knocked down by SG, and last night we had our first elimination, which was actually Midas Club Elite were brought down by the local, well, we say star team, I think is the best way to put it.
Yeah, we would say that. Yeah. The star players who have been more experienced at other lands, pretty much.
Players who probably have more fans here in Peru than any other team. But it's also Team Band, known as Thunder. They are fighting their way. Team Band. It's a new one for them. They'll be going up against MVP Revolution. That will be our 3rd series of the day. So we're going to try and catch up from yesterday where we were a little bit delayed and get into this matchup, which is well underway. Into our draft. We're actually still on camera for this, but let's run through the draft, Fogged.
Yeah. Well, bans are kind of to be expected, at least the Viper for me from Team Spirit, and then, so we'll look at the bans because you guys can't see it. So Rubik Viper were banned by Team Spirit, and it was Io and Nightsucker banned from Infamous. So, I mean, those bans definitely make sense. These are the heroes that both teams have been playing heavily, especially in the first 2 picks. And Spirit gets a great opener, pretty much what they've been, similar to what they've been playing along the lines of the majority of this tournament, the AA in the first 2 with one of those versatile 4s. And Infamous grabs himself just a Clockwork Lifestealer. Lifestealer pretty good versus both these heavy AoE team fighters. Yeah,
it means they've actually got the combo bomb to work with.
Yeah.
Actually, have we seen any Lifestealer on the main stage at all as a 1 possession?
I don't think we've seen a single
We've had Ursus, we've had Svens, we've had a lot of other things, but Lifestealer has kind of been missing out.
And it's a hero that works really well versus these 2 heroes get eaten by Lifestealer. I mean, particularly AA. You just have a Lifestealer right now. There's literally nothing you can do. Your spells as well don't affect him because of the rage. The only thing is the Lifestealer doesn't benefit from Feast or Open Wounds, and he does get hit by Ice Blast. So that can be a little bit obnoxious.
But most of the time, if you're initiating as a Lifestealer, you're going to be popping that Ancient Apparition on the back line or bringing him down. So
in a perfect world, you get the Clockwork Hookshot in the back lines and you wreak havoc on them.
So Team Spirit understand there's going to be an issue with the Lifestealer. Common counters against him. Do you want to actually see Team Spirit go into something more like the Ursa Warrior, or are you happy just to have the SK lane against him? In fact, maybe like run the SKs at 3 position. I hope Caustic will be enough of a hindrance.
I'm not too sure yet. Probably the Ursa is like the best way to do it. Just the easiest thing to do. Okay, so we did go to this. We did go to draft.
Yeah. We jumped to the draft when it hit this screen here.
Okay, cool. Got it.
Yeah.
I wanted to glance at Spirit a little bit because I saw that they had the Clockwork Sanking in like every single one of the games that I saw. Sorry, Sanking AA or Clockwork AA, some like variance or combination of that one. What else works well versus the Lifestealer? There's Sven. Sven works pretty well with both these, having an extra stun. Warcry is also super good versus the physical damage. Do you have like reverb?
What?
You okay?
Yeah, it's just weird audio going out. It's trying to work out if it's in our ears or if it's in your, if it's just in the yeah. Never mind. Distracted in the early morning.
Yep, that'll happen.
Yeah.
Sorry, we've got our sea fruit to keep us awake. And
well, let me just munch on my Papa John's pizza.
Yeah, 10 a.m. pizza.
Yeah.
So Spirit bans out the other 2 vehicles to get into the back lines. smart bands, the puck and the Bat Rider for that Lifestealer.
It does seem like Team Spirit are like now into the point where they have to go for the Ursa, but there's no real like synergy with the Ancient Apparition as well as Ursa if you want to run him on the safe lane. Like they still need some level of control against the Clockwork, and they banned out in their first phase one of the best ones against him, the Rubik.
Yeah.
So without him, they need something else, something that can help kite the Lifestealer, play around the Clockwork's cogs, something highly maneuverable for Team Spirit. Of course, we don't even know if this will probably be a 4-position Clockwork. It's been the standard of almost all Dota of late, not a 3-position.
But it leaves it open-ended. We don't know 100% just yet.
Yeah. Well, Legion Commander will be
that'll be their offlaner. That's the DK Phobos hero. Good BKB piercing lockdown, so if Lifestealer is rage TPing out, they can just duel him and get the fight started, or catch him like that if he's split pushing at all. It's just a strong laner in general too. With a Sanking rotations, you can actually put a lot of pressure.
Could be difficult to have open wounds on anybody. Just break anybody free, no easy initiations.
I think Phobos just really loves this hero too. But yeah, it works really well versus Lifestealer in laning phase because it's super hard to kill him if you don't have some other really good lockdown to keep him in place.
I wonder then, if Clockwork tries to harass the Legion Commander out the early phase, we still need to see Infamous's 5-position to go against the Legion Commander. But if you create enough space, you try and find the kill on the Legion. Cogs as well as Lifestealer don't really seem to work that well together. When you're on open wounds, you can get in close for a battery assault. Now Shadow Shaman, on the other hand, that works very well.
This was one of the actual it wasn't a solution everybody was picking it, but there was a time when Abaddon was being picked a lot, and we were seeing a lot of Legion Commander in that offlane. There's no way to really zone those heroes super tough, but if you have a Shadow Shaman with that base damage and you have that hard lockdown, that long duration shackle gives you the time to actually be able to bring him down, because press the attack, you're obviously stunned, you can't do anything versus it. So it can work well versus that Legion Commander. I do like that pickup for Infamous quite a lot. Gives him that objective-taking hero as well. Lifestealer is not really the best natural building healer. Shadow Shaman helps that a lot.
Oh, we've got 2 more slots to fill in for Team Spirit. One's going to be their mid laner, one's going to be their safe laner. Knowing what they're up against as far as the support rotations, both Shaman and Clockwork can cause issues, but they're not going to dominate.
Razor looks really good, actually, for both sides here. I think Spirit could run it, and even Infamous could pick it.
Oh, go for the Chaos Knight.
The CKAA combo.
You know, we were joking about the 5th pick heroes of what will be coming up at TI, and CK was a big one. CK was high on the list of heroes where you just I don't think we have a way to deal with this.
Oh wow, and we're so we were saying Ursa. Now you were talking about ways to bypass the cogs.
Yeah,
Reality Rift.
Reality Rift.
Yeah, that's the best way to bypass cogs, and it's a hero that can stand toe-to-toe and man-fight Lifestealer. Sure, you don't want to be behind a Lifestealer in farm, because then Lifestealer can just turn and eat you because you are a strength hero, but vice versa, you demolish that poor Lifestealer if you have a one-item advantage or anything along those lines.
I suppose the only downside with the Reality Rift on cogs is it depends on how far you go from the cogs. You could find yourself actually trapping yourself in the cogs or switch it around. Hello, Enigma. So they now actually have some really good AoE control where there's almost nothing from Team Spirit that can actually pierce the BKB of the Enigma if he gets to that point.
And yeah, the duel is not happening. It's impossible to actually get the right positioning to cancel BKB black holes. So that should be strong. It's a little bit passive now, though, for Infamous. They don't really have people who can, the guys who move around. The Shadow Shaman and Clockwork can kind of make movements because they have a Lifestealer who can kind of stay alone in the bottom lane. But they don't have good lanes to gank, so their mid laner is going to have to be something pretty strong. I still don't mind Razor, actually. It's not the best versus the CK, but it's super good versus Legion.
They banned out the Silencer. It would have been a hero which would affect the Enigma for his ultimate, but a mid-lane Silencer was not something which I would have probably put on the cards for Team Spirit.
Yeah.
Maybe it also depends who you're playing against. We don't know the mid laners for either team at the moment.
It could have been maybe they want some TA or something for the mid lane on Infamous.
Mirana.
Oh my god, they actually did it. No way they actually did it. Tomato is, I was talking to Tomato. I know this guy for quite a while back now because we played on a team together for a while with Mason and everything. And he's back there with us earlier today or yesterday, and he's like, I've been telling my team, pick me damn Mirana. All I want to play is Mirana. Stop picking me these Razors and these Vipers. He actually gets it. His team puts faith in him.
They've got really good clearance now with like Ether Shock as well as does he go for the Aghanim's Marana or is it more physical damage?
Lately, I've been seeing people go more for the physical. I've been seeing like the Dragon Lance into like Manta Style or Maelstrom / Diffusal Blade a lot of the times. Not too sure which one he's going to go this game. He's playing versus CK, and Ags can be good for a while, but at one point those Phantasms
it's not going to work anymore.
They really don't care. That being said, though, this Enigma pick could be super nice. Midnight Pulse is so good versus Illusions. And they've got the Hex as well for the Shadow Shot to clear them, so... Alright. Infamous is a decent approach. Still liking... I think I'm liking Spirits a little bit more, but Infamous has that big Enigma, which could be a problem. And Spirit goes for a Storm. So they have a heavy Tricore on Spirit here.
Yeah, they really need to get a lot of space, and I'm wondering then, like, how do they... Like, their D-push doesn't look that fantastic. Against Shadow Shaman wards, Enigma Pressure, the potential for Lifestealer Clockwork to get one pick and then transition themselves into an objective. This does not seem good.
Could be tough. It could definitely be tough. I think that Stormpicker was a little bit greedy. The thing is, though, they have the better roaming duo. Like, Sanking AA moves much better than Clockwork and Shadow Shaman together if they want to be doing something like that. However, CK is a hero that needs to be babysat. Even if it's like an Enigma up there, like you don't want to leave your Enigma to get pressured by some Clockwork walking in and throwing cogs on you or something. Burn your mana and can't really do much.
So if you're going to put money on one team, it's a best of one.
That's the thing. It's a best of one. That's the thing that like
it all comes down to that.
If I had to put money, I personally think Team Spirit is a better team overall.
Yeah.
But they don't have a BKB canceller, a whole canceller. Like, I've been seeing these Enigmas just getting, like, perfect situations for those, like, 3 or 4 more.
There's still a lot of pressure. Like, we saw it from SG where you had that pressure over on Tavo to get, like, the perfect black hole. And sometimes you're going to get it, and sometimes you don't. And you end up just losing the entire game because you pressured too far. I'm wondering if they can deal with that. If Spirit play a very structured, focused game, that it may be almost difficult to get it. Okay. Sorry, we went into the game and there was connection failure, returning to matchmaking.
Oh, they're on us now. We're on camera again.
Yeah, well, we've been on camera for a while now,
ever
since the draft ended, but hopefully now we're actually inside the game. We're still trying to get our production feed to be production. So, yeah, but we're into the game.
Working on it.
Yeah. So, Team Spirit.
Not really good building hitters on Team Spirit. That's the one thing. So Infamous doesn't really have the greatest either, but they have a Shadow Shaman. So you just, you drop the wards and you have Eidolons at least to help you go for that.
All right, I am gonna ask if it hasn't already been done yet because I'm looking at the stream and we haven't actually switched in game.
Are we still on camera?
Production. If you're currently listening, oh no, we're inside the game. We're good. All right, fantastic. Just to also let everyone know too, like we're starting this game a lot earlier than was actually originally anticipated. So if you're wondering where is the crowd, they are still waking up and coming in.
Yo, that noise is coming through our microphones, by the way.
It is?
Like that reverb. Yeah, I just saw people like going crazy about the audio.
Okay, yeah. It's just it's a local thing. Hopefully they're going to sort it out as quickly as they possibly can. But more importantly, we're actually getting through the games is the critical thing for today. We have potentially, I think, 13 games we could be playing today.
A maximum of 13 plus the All-Star, I believe.
Yes, we still have the All-Star matchup. Okay, it's just actually kind of cool watching the Lifestealer do that.
The taunt?
Yeah.
I love that taunt.
The little break dance.
You know, I have to say, though, Slacks ruined that taunt for me.
What did he do?
Because he was spamming it, and you know that song that he plays, Shantytown?
Yeah.
And he's playing it with that, and every time I see the Lifestealer spinning now, I just think Shantytown, dude. Okay. Freaking Slacks. Oh, Clockwork looks like he's going for a Courier Snipe. Smoked up. He's going to get it.
In through the back.
He cogs it as well.
Well, that's one way to make sure he can keep up with it. He doesn't have boots, so the cogs works. Infamous will snipe out the Courier of Iceberg. Now forcing FNG to actually add more pressure towards the mid.
FNG does this majority of his games now, though. He literally he starts in the mid lane 100% of the time, or like 90% of the time.
All right. Well, at least there's a huge creep wave that's there to help him out, so they can do a lot of damage into the Clockwork.
Iceberg should start to suffer a bit if he just gets harassed a lot by the Marana, because there's no, he doesn't have any regen. He literally has one Tango. Courier got killed with the Salve.
And Legion Commander's not having a great time on bottom lane either. DK Phobos is getting massively harassed, but okay, FNG's got Burrow Strike available. He's got a lot of punches already into the clockwork. The Cos will lock him in, but who's really trapped here? The arrow flies forward! It hits FNG! The stun is so long, the first blood is going to go the way of Infamous, not only Courier, but now taking out the Sand King.
Jebaited so hard. That Fairy Fire, having Fairy Fire on the clockwork there, puts him up just enough to be survivable for the arrow to come in and finish off poor FNG. That was pretty well played.
Boy. And that's actually one of those moments too, like you cog up, it's like, okay, this is... You thought you had that.
Yeah.
You thought it was like, it almost looked like a panic cog, but the culmination working later into the game, what happens if you're going to get multiple heroes just like cogged in there? You're going to hit an arrow, guaranteed.
Tomato is really struggling to last hit though. He has actually missed... I think I just watched him miss 8 CS around the tower.
Okay, not great.
9.
They're battling for the room once more.
He's like literally, the creeps are living with like 3 HP pretty much. Now he's got the secondary Wraith Band, so his last hitting should...
Didn't Mirana get like, she was nerfed on base damage, right?
Yeah, her base damage is atrocious. It's like, it's super low to start. But once you get these like the secondary Wraith Band, you actually can do quite well. He is suffering though. He's only 6-1 on Mirana versus 12-7 Storm. So Iceberg, now with Illusions as well, leading the way.
She does have that second Wraith Band, so good luck for the CS. I'll keep a close eye on it. For now, it is 7-2. 14-11 on the bottom lane of the Live Stealer, so he's had himself quite a free lane. Not a lot Phobos can do to contest this apart from maybe Leech experience and then do what he's doing now. Attempted to pull the wave, but Clockwork taunting his way over.
The Shadow Shaman committed like everything to try to zone this Legion Commander. Just ether shots, right clicks, all the regen and clarities he had. His inventory is actually naked on Shadow Shaman. Just 1 Sentry Ward. And Phobos actually still got some stuff. He's almost level 4. And he got a couple CS, so he's doing okay. Definitely suffering, but
you can feel it, the SK now. Like FNG, you had that issue in mid lane. You let the arrow connect for the Mirana. So now the Mirana's feeling a lot safer. The Clockwork's obviously going to feel a lot more confident on the bottom lane. And FNG just disappears. He goes into the jungle and starts Sandstorm farming so he can play catch-up games, realizing there's nothing he can achieve in the lanes at all.
Yeah, if they want to make like some duo rotations with the SK and the AA, then they can go, they can actually get those kind of kill opportunities maybe on the Mirana. But every lane, if you look at it, it's hard for them to actually find kills. It's not natural for them to actually get any type of rotations.
He just reality rift a conversion?
Hell yeah, dude. Only 50 mana. One
way to ensure a kill.
Yeah.
Any kind of money you can get on that CK. Yeah. How's he actually looking like overall? Like the CS is decent. He's just in front of the net worth of the Live Stealer. Smoke up for the Clockwork, looking for an opening in mid. Now that we hit nighttime, FNG does exactly the same thing.
Nighttime smokes. The 4-minute smokes, they're going to run right into each other.
Hey! The smoke
they both put wards. That was
away.
Literally the exact mirror rotation that just happened. They both put wards on opposite sides of each other, smoking like the exact same places on opposite sides. That was pretty cute.
I wonder if either of them noticed though, that because in that time too, like your smoke just broke, you're backing up, you're pulling down your own wards, you're not checking the inventory of the person who just got revealed. Those wards may go the full duration.
Yep, and I mean all these Team Spirit wards are placed in a very aggressive position. If you look on the left side of the minimap, they're watching like whatever Enigma is doing, and they really want to be able to try to pressure this tower and dive for some kills. But FNG, they know they have like a quad stack at that hard camp, and he just levels up Sandstorm level 2, and he's going to clear it.
Yep.
It's good distribution of wealth for them.
Enigma leeching this, however, is not great. You lose Leech Commander on bottom lane while we've been watching this top. Reality Rift. Oh, it pulls him down. It actually pulled him down just far enough they can initiate in with Iceberg. That Reality Rift gave CK literally the high ground.
That was a regen rune as well for Iceberg, so that rotation didn't cost him anything. And he's winning the lane.
Yeah, he's now
by a little bit.
He's now at 2.5k in the net worth. It was BZZ who found that kill, so he holds his #1 position, but up against the Mirana, yeah, it's like 100 gold the difference, but you know the flash farming which can kick in for Iceberg with that with those remnants. That's the danger zone. That the Mirana, like, how does she keep up with this? Is it meant to be through rotations? Is it meant to be through ganking? Because that's what we normally have seen from a Mirana in the past, but we haven't seen a mid-Mirana in a while.
Yeah, not too often. do we actually get the chance to see it. Saw it a few times in the qualifier. I think twice actually I saw it in the qualifiers, people playing, and they went that Dragonlance build. I think Iceberg was actually one of the people that played it in the mid lane, the Mirana. Iceberg invised up. He's got Soul Ring finished. He's level 7. Max Remnant as well, not the Max Overload.
Oh, this is going to be a really nice kill. Doesn't want to do it underneath the Shrine, however. That regeneration is something he doesn't want to fight through, but now Tomato gets far enough away. It's been body blocked by an invisible force. He has to realize that something is not right.
Iceberg's under vision
now.
Yeah,
I don't think he really cares. He reveals himself, puts down the Remnant, still has himself a jump away if he wants to.
Yeah, just gets the last hit on that range creep.
Just seems like a long wait for very little. Very anticlimactic. Shaman actually rotates in towards the mid.
Rotation. This is the only way that they really kill the Storm, is if they get the Hex off on the Shackle, or just a Shackle.
Difficult thing to land.
Oh, yeah.
But it's a wise time for the Shaman to move. Because start his rotations around now that Legion Commander has completely abandoned the offlane.
Yeah, it's like they have 2 options that they can do. Either Lifestealer gets the armlet online and just goes and gets involved and they leave like Shadow Shaman in the lane, or Shadow Shaman just continues to just like chain pull. I think chain pulling is actually pretty decent still. They have a massive stack down bottom too, so they don't want that to be stolen by Storm Spirit or by Legion Commander. It's like a 5x stack at their hard camp, or 4x stack even.
Yeah. Bottom lane is being pressured in. Legion Commander will be there to soak up the experience.
Storm goes to jungle, leaves Sanking mid. So yeah, both teams are looking pretty evenly matched so far. Both kind of doing similar kind of strategies. I'd say that Spirit is probably leading a little bit just in that like experience. It shows as even, but the AA and Sanking are getting a little bit more than the Clockwork and the Shadow Shaman.
Actually trying to farm this stack at the moment. Like they're Ether Shocking it down. They infest it to try and get extras. Open Woozing as well. While Iceberg plays around with the Mirana in the top river. SK's too far away to really be a nuisance to this. But that bottom lane stack Lifestealer, he gets a decent amount out of it.
Yep. Good surge of wealth. However, I think that maybe he should double back. Oh, here he actually committed for the full armlet. I was going to say maybe at this point, since he was getting such free farm, he should just go for the Midas. Since he probably should look at CK and see that CK has a Midas anyway. So either way, he can look to, this is when you do go for the armlet build, now you have to get involved. As soon as you get your armlet, you have to go make plays happen with it. Otherwise, you're going to start falling behind.
Yeah. CK is actually going to have so much money and so many levels progressing in this game.
Yeah. Queen Tekka.
Oh, there's your Burrow Strike. Here's the right mark from FNG and the stun. 3 seconds or not, it was a guarantee kill onto that Enigma. And they're already pinging out saying there's an aggressive Observer Ward. I think especially the positioning which FNG placed it, they may keep that ward up for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it's got
they're running off lane vision only.
Yeah. That was that's what those wards want to do though. Like you want to like know if there's any like rotations, and you want to know how much liberty you are to just like walk in behind a tower. That's why FNG placed that one, and why he placed one of the deeper ones that actually faded.
So Enigma's moved to the bottom lane.
Want to take that tower.
Yeah. They can force the issue.
Yeah,
Legion Commander's not that bad for a D push. Like, you've gone the 3 points up an overwhelming odds, so racking up a bunch of conversions to stand together.
Yeah.
It's only going to make it so Team Spirit does have some level of D. But with Armlet now also onto Lifestealer, the pressure can be applied a little bit harder.
Mirana has Moonlight Shadow now too, so if they do get some kind of engagement happen bottom, they have a way of disengaging. Iceberg actually gets a haste rune too. AA blast bottom.
It might dissuade them from continuing the pressure.
Yeah.
You do have fortification available, and Iceberg will arrive with a haste rune. So yeah, they will back up for the moment.
BZZ got an illusion proc top on his Phantasm, so he's got that triple illusion right now. Lifesteer's porting in, but it's a long TP. And
Clockwork now has to battle through the Phantasms. This is not what they want to do, and with this movement, that means that they've actually given up hope of taking out the Tier 1 tower straight on the bottom lane.
I think did Tomato TP as well? Tomato rotated as well. They really wanted to go for that CK kill, so now this...
Well, Iceberg knows it.
Space for mid.
Yeah,
for Phobos and
you brought so many TPs to the top that you just jump in the bottom lane. Hex is out, and Iceberg got a little bit too deep. Ball lining away from the black hole, so Ancient Apparition will lose his life for the initiation of Iceberg. But they may not be done yet. Now there's no Black Hole. Burrow Strike in. Sandstorm damage means the Shadow Shaman should be ticking out from this one. One last attack from Iceberg will ensure it. And now you can actually turn your attention probably towards... Actually, Clockwork doesn't have 6 yet. Thanks to the space the Phobos has had from Storm Spirit rotating and farming in the jungle, he's managed to crack level 7 now on this Legion Commander. Yeah,
he just was sitting mid for quite a while. Tomato is going for Aghanims on the Mirana. So getting that extra wave clear. It's good. Good burst. They have a lot of burst damage now coming out from Ether Shock and Mirana Nuke. And he went for the max leap build as well, so a little bit of a mixed kind of build.
Interesting to see if that's still going to do enough. If CK continues this spree, which is just farm up on the top lane, run that hand of Midas, get the earlier levels, and then just tank up, then the Starfall's not really going to be achieving anything against BZZ.
Yeah, it's a good way to force the lanes, though. You force the lanes, and you can burst single targets still like that.
Yeah.
Ethereal Blade is still going to can be a pretty good item if Miran ever gets to that point. So
it'll be good against heroes like Vanscore if you can catch him.
Yeah. Good ways to clear out the backline quickly.
Bottom lane actually gets abandoned for the moment. Vanscore as well as FNG are down here looking to harass into the tier 1 tower, but no one defending it. Yeah. Everyone else has backed off. Enigma finishes up his hand of Midas after picking up the Arcane Boots.
Clockwork is 6 now. They're doing their first smoke rotation with the Infest. Scan is off of the mark, but I like this by Benjaz though. And, so he's going to go back for the Midas. Okay. So he wanted to get the armlet. He wanted to use Infest as aggressively as possible onto try to find CK pickoffs, and then go back, double back for that Midas. So that can work as long as they get the proper movements and if they can get some kills. Killing this CK is the dream right now.
Yep. Well, they moved up for it, but they won't find it. So Shadow Shaman just commits Mass Serpent wards underneath the tier 1 tower on top. CK runs in towards the mid lane. If he gets the rally riffed off with the bolt, then he'd have himself a chance for a kill. Ice Blast is also coming in to try and help out with this, but not far enough. Instead, it's going to be a hook shot in towards the mid, and then Phantasm tries to split off a little bit of the damage if they can find him. Instead of press the attack, BZZ cannot stay alive through all of this. So the CK will end up falling. Cold Feet will not be able to trigger onto the Lifesteal, who just walks it off.
The dream kill, and they find it. Good rotations coming out from Matthew and from Tomato. That was a Phantasm as well expended to try to survive, and the Midas was on cooldown.
Storm, bottom lane with the jump. TP support's coming in. A Shadow Shaman, the one hero that Iceberg really does not want to get too close in on. This Enigma seems very unfazed by it all. Even though he's got no regeneration built in, he's still got 2.2.
Yeah.
You expect... actually, does he go mech? Does he go in for something like Greaves? Or is it worthwhile just getting into Blink BKB? Is that your primary?
I think the time of the mech is kind of dead with the Enigma. It's like very team specific. Like if you have the proper lineup for like that kind of like death ball push, then you can go for it. Or if you're playing versus like some like very heavy nuking lineup and you just need to force stuff, like you can go for that mech. But it's about the team fight for this hero. At least now, the way it's been played.
That would have been a fun fight if it erupted on bottom lane. Both teams have really good vision of each other. Infamous left an Observer Ward just north of their tier 1 tower. So let's see if Team Spirit become enforced to the bottom lane, while Team Spirit put an aggressive Observer Ward a little bit deeper into the Radiant jungle. So they can see whenever anyone from Infamous comes out from the tier 2 tower and prepares for the bottom lane.
Yeah. It's a nice ward. It's one that will definitely not get dewarded.
Oh, Epicenter channeling up in mid, and the blink is up and running for FNG. They get the damage, and Mirana will fall.
Definitely unexpected. They did not think he had Blink Dagger just yet. But FNG quietly jungling around. You know, he's 0-1, but he's got 55 CS on Sanking. So he's clearly just been posting up, farming. Now they see him sandstorming up, but yeah, they know he had the blink anyway from that kill Mirana. Yep. Did Tomato get to buy before dying? He's got 3 pieces, so I don't think he got to spend like all of his gold before dying there. But yeah, about 480 more until he's got that Aghanims finished up. And that'll be really nice to clear the waves out, push in harder, and having that extra burst damage is important because they don't really have like a crazy burst. It's literally just him and Shadow Shaman.
He actually went back for the Midas.
Yeah, he was gonna, that's what I was saying. I like that because he's trying to get involved, and then he knows he needs to, if he's gonna be infesting, he's taking time, you know, being infested, that he's not gonna be able to farm as much.
Yep. And that's exactly what they're doing now. Waiting inside the Clockwork, looking for an opportunity to engage. There is no dire vision around here, but FNG, Vanscore, they're all going to try and have a crack. Tomato Yeah, Tomato was actually able to back up in time. And hook shot. Oh, it's a big one, actually catching both of the supports on the back line. Vanscore will fall. The cold feet was onto the clockwork. It still doesn't trigger on him either. And Iceberg the ball lightning himself out of that fight as quickly as possible.
Nice small pickoff. Iceberg has a Bloodstone finished up with a DD rune, and it's only 16 minutes. He's actually pretty damn massive on this Storm Spirit, top the net worth.
Shaman's going to start with his Hex, follow up into the Shackles, want a little bit more time for this. The Arrow and the Cogs actually pulling him into the Arrow. Bit of a danger zone if that didn't work out from FNG. Can't create space. Sentry ward is down. Have they got themselves another Hex? Yes, they do. Hold them in position. FNG, the Mass Open wards are down. Not only do they have the damage to find the kill, but now they can turn this into a push onto the Tier 1 tower, which is very simple when the Tier 1 tower is already so low on life. Team Spirit are in trouble if this continues.
They've got a... I mean, this is a little bit to be expected just because of the tricore they're running. You know, they want to farm all 3 lanes. When you show all 3 lanes like that, someone's going to die. That's just the way Dota works. You never want to have all 3 cores showing in the big 3 lanes. You want to have other heroes shoving lanes. Shoving lanes is really important. Like Storm just double nukes in and just moves on, and then he hides in the jungle, and then you show in the other 2 lanes, and then you don't really know exactly where that Storm Spirit is.
But thanks to Infamous's warding, they are keeping track of this. Like, they're knowing when Spirit are committing to the bottom. Their Observer ward inside the Dire jungle is allowing to see when, like, the SK was farming up, or if Iceberg is moving around. They see this maneuvering. So, understanding they can get the gank on bottom and make it a very efficient infest bomb. Get the kill, move on, farm up more, then go for the next one.
Infamous leading with all 3 towers so far. And Spirit has yet to claim one for themselves. How's all of them looking? We got a 3/4 tower bottom, pretty much a full HP tower mid, and more than half HP bottom or tower top. So Infamous has been doing a good job not letting him get the towers.
Holds him in range for the Ice Blast, and a long jump in from Iceberg. He wants to be here for the kill, mainly because he's got that fresh Bloodstone. He wants charges. Another ball lightning up, looking for the kill onto the Live Sealer. Not going to happen. All he can take is the bounty rune and get a couple of bottle charges from it. Battery Assault causing some problems. Wait for that Mirana arrow to fly out, but the Burrow Strike from FNG catching out too. Starfall won't do enough, but now CK joining into the fight. Cogs caused a little bit of a problem, but still not enough to save the Shaman's life. So Team Spirit bringing 5 heroes to this bottom lane to try and battle it out while Enigma continues to farm up and the double Midas running lineup of Infamous continues to farm.
Nice smoke rotation. Yeah,
mid lane. He grabbed him mid-leap. I don't know if Iceberg really has enough damage to complete this, however. Arcane Rune is there. Unfortunately, he doesn't have that. Now it's open wounds. Iceberg out. FNG will Burrow Strike in through the rear. Enigma has Black Hole available. Iceberg up the hill, caught right on the rim. He'll end up going down. The Dire Courier being sniped as well as coming out to deliver dust to FNG. Now it just loses his own life, and FNG blinked inside the pit. Burrow Strike's barely out. He was on the ridgeline there. Arrow is up. He holds it, and he throws it wildly. And they are going to rage up. Storm Spirit back into the fight. Thanks to Bloodstone. Low death timer. FNG will fall, however. But it will be the Mirana for the SK as the trade-off. Maybe a little bit more. Vortex grabbing. Here comes your Ice Blast as well. The Shadow Shaman's the one out of position. Reality Rift pulling Clockwork back into the fight. But right now it looks like Team Spirit aren't exactly certain which hero they wanted to go for. They lock it in. They bring down Matthew with the duel and then move on towards the Shadow Shaman. So the Iceberg charges which were lost, he almost regains all of them. We're just one short.
Yep. The Clockwork and Shadow Shaman just became literally like free kills at the end there because they were trying to like come in and help the Mirana and help afterwards, but the Mirana was already dead, so they just came in and pretty much waltzed into their death. Tomato, I think he got a little bit greedy. He really wanted to kill FNG. Like that's all he really wanted to do. That's all that was on his mind, and didn't really. I don't think that he remembered that the Storm had Bloodstone and was respawning so quickly. So small mistake, but still Infamous. They're leading 3K.
Yeah, they have a 3K advantage. Most of that, the net worth leader is currently the Live Sealer at about 10,000 gold. Right behind him, though, is going to be the Storm Spirit. Yeah, they have another crack. Ice Blast flies in. It is a low level. They need a little bit more damage. Instead, Clockwork now hook shots himself forward, splitting up the fight. But the Mirana will survive, and that's the important thing right now for Infamous.
Going for Yule Scepter next on that Mirana. Get that set up and that defensive
Iceberg.
ability.
And he really wants to get some kind of kill, and he might be able to do it with the overwhelming odds. Blink into a duel. Enigma caught out. They will infest combo in, and this will be DK Phobos losing his life for the kill on the Enigma.
Bloodstone charges and dual win.
Looking for a gank on mid.
Still pretty worth it.
FNG, Burrow strikes in through the rear. You'll bring in BZZ too. Can't find his opening just yet. Now go for the cold feet. Master Morse defensively down by the Shadow Shaman. They pull him back in, but they do not want to fight under this. But the Ice Blast, it'll seal the deal, hitting the right target. Arrow will not, however, from Infamous, so no way for them to get a quick rebuttal. But these teams have finally turned up the heat.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's 21 minutes. We've only got 20 kills, Toby. We've had some pretty absurd games in kill scores.
There's only one person who hasn't died on this map, too, and we're looking at him, the Lifestealer at 4-0-2. Very, very difficult target to murder.
Yeah, he's got Desolator finished up and going toward Lincoln's next. That's going to be very nice for him to burst down those squishy targets. I almost want to see him actually carrying like a dust on Lifestealer in his backpack or something.
Arrow's going to connect. Sandstorm was protecting him from at least the first Starfall that came from the Aghanim Scepter, but FNG blinked into the trees and will be able to TP away. Leaping just over him. Lucky for FNG after getting hit by that arrow.
Yeah.
But you can see what FNG wants to do. We talked about the Storm Spirit nuking down the wave. FNG could just jump in, hidden by the cover of Sandstorm, keep the pressure on, and have Infamous losing out in the side lane trades. Hello, Iceberg. That's a long jump forward. Can he get the kill and get back out again? No, he can't. He wanted it. Now the arrow with the hook shot holds him in position. They break him free with press the attack, and now is Team Spirit turning the fight around, hitting the Ice Blast down on top of the Mirana. Well, instead, Battery Assault forcing FNG to get a little bit further away. Burrow strikes out. He actually hit the invisible target, which is going to be the Lifestealer. Epicenter from FNG, lacquering it on top of Infamous. The Clockwork will fall, holding Mirana in position. Iceberg will have himself a double kill, and they want more. FNG will connect on the Burrow strike, and it's the man who hasn't been killed yet who will be murdered. Lifestealer will fall. The 4-time streak ended by Iceberg. 387 gold for him. And overall, a fantastic fight for Team Spirit.
That was, yeah, it was a great fight for Team Spirit. I'm actually just confused. I don't know where Enigma's been for the last, like, 8 minutes of this game. He died once top by himself. Like, mid, they've been making plays, but I'm not seeing Enigma anywhere. He's had BKB for the last couple minutes, and he just wasn't even in the whole entire area to approach this fight. Like, this fight was on top of their tier, like, pretty much tier 1 area. I feel like he definitely should have been there for that one.
Maybe this actually pokes the question out. Well, Orchid, they're trying to bait the BKB, Shackles, as well as Ultimate. Where is your damage? Ball Lightning, they hook shot to make sure he stays in position.
He used all 3 ults and a BKB charge.
Yep. But yeah, it maybe goes back to the conversation we were kind of having yesterday about South American Dota and the way you kind of see it a little bit more orientated around, I need to pick up this item, and then I can fight.
Yeah.
And everything just waits for that item, no matter what. BKB is the critical item on Enigma. He managed to pick that up, and then they get a kill, but it happens after the fight.
Yeah, it's completely after the fight, and he was like farming and pushing top lane and stuff. And then the other time, he didn't have a TP when he was pushing. I didn't realize they left the Clockwork in. Yeah, Clock's been stuck in there for a while.
He's got no way out. He has to wait for it to time out.
There we go.
All right, freedom for Clockwork has now been granted.
He's not moving, though. There we go. Now he's moving.
Well, might want to start rocketing over towards Roshan. That's exactly where BZZ and friends are gathering up.
How's BZZ doing? He's actually he's pretty much got Heart finished up. So Lifesteal will be hitting him very hard, but those Phantasm Illusions are going to be no joke.
I'm wondering, like I can definitely understand why Heart's the way to go, but isn't that a dangerous thing to do when you're up against Midnight Pulse as well?
I mean, you have to build health for your illusions anyway. You just have to.
True. So. Just wondering if there's other ways to do it.
Yeah. I was thinking maybe Halberd this game could have been pretty good versus the Lifesteal, but maybe since he saw the Mirana has like the Aghanim Scepter, he's like, I just need raw HP. I don't need like some physical survivability. I just need...
Tank through the initial burst. Yep. Let the Phantasms do the rest of the work.
Precisely.
All right. Well, it's working so far for Team Spirit. CK has just edged himself in front of the Lifestealer as far as net worth goes. Number 1 is still going to be the Storm Spirit, and the advantage, which was there at the very, very beginning for Infamous, which reached about 4K net worth, has just dissolved over the course of the last 5 to 10 minutes.
They're 4-man fighting though. That's what I mean. It's like I keep seeing them running around as like this 3 or 4-man unit, and then this Enigma is like by himself. Now, could be a bit different. Do they actually get the arrow on the CK? They do. Again, the jump on mid lane with Midnight Pulse and everything.
But now Storm Spirit comes in, does get hexed up, but you're splitting your control abilities. Ice Blast is on the way in, connects on the target. Shaman should end up shattering from that one. All they got to do is disengage. Now the CK has fallen. Shaman's actually, yep, there you go. Finally, he will go down. Nice duel. Lifestealer. He's their primary source of physical damage. Without him, they can't do much more. Enigma's running out. He has his BKB available, but doesn't want to have to use it for this. Iceberg's Orchid. The tick kicks in, and the Enigma will fall. It's a 3-for-1 trade-off. The CK, the first target initiated on with an arrow, and it turns into 3 kills in favor of Team Spirit.
Yep. They do get the CK at least, but he is, I mean, even with that, like, actually did have the full heart, I guess, before that, but or did he actually pick it up afterwards? I wasn't too sure. I didn't get to click on him during the engagement. But yeah, standing under Midnight Pulse, even with all that health, you still see how durable he is. 4,000 HP.
Iceberg's going in again. They're having to go defensive Yule Scepters, but it kind of works when you bait out Yule Scepters into Ice Blast. Doesn't work when Leap is still up, however. But it is hilarious watching Iceberg play. Like, he's been bouncing up and down between 8 and 12 Bloodstone charges consistently. Now he's got the Aegis Immortal, feels like he has a license to dive. I thought he'd go for more Disable, in fact. He's going to go for a Shiva's Guard on the Storm Spirit.
Some armor. Gives you good vision into the backlines, too. Just a good item. Just getting more mana. DK Phobos has been like this quiet, heavy impact so far in this game, too. Like, those press the attacks in 2 of those engagements. The Storm would have maybe gone down, gets to press the attack, removes off, like, the arrow, or even the Hex in one of those situations. And his duels have been on point.
Oh, they're jumping in again. Courier's trying to scout out for wards at the moment, but that wasn't what they wanted to be caught in. The Mass Serpent was it down. Burrow striking from FNG. Quickly sent up in towards the air, so cancelled off his epicenter. But this fight, splitting up, FNG has to hide the black hole. It hits big, it hits hard, and they bring down the Ancient Apparition, but BZZ is still an absolute beast. FNG creating more space with his Burrow strike forward. They're all dropping down low. The Starfall damage, it hasn't done enough. It's going to be a 4. It will actually probably be a 5. Shaman's running underneath the tier 2 tower. A 5-for-2 trade-off. Iceberg just needs a little bit more vision. The Remnant will give it to him. Understanding the Shaman has moved north. FNG for the Burrow strike. He has done so much work in this fight. Disable after disable. Team Spirit once again coming out on top.
If there was no Aegis in that fight, it would have been actually completely different, because they got a 5-second arrow on that Storm Spirit under Shadow Shaman wards, and in the backlines, Enigma gets the hole, like a black hole on 2 people. So the follow-up wasn't going to be there for Spirit, but yeah, nice stuns and disables coming out from FNG, and Storm Spirit went completely berserk in that fight because of that Aegis, and even CK. Like, CK was dying inside that ultimate, but the Phantasm Illusions were still attacking afterwards, and they do a lot of damage.
So that one problem you have, right? Like, you see a target with an Aegis Immortal that you really want to be killing off, but how much do you commit and how much do you have left in the tank after you do it?
Yeah. It's just like he resets, you know, he's full mana right after you bring him down, and then he's got free reign because you've pretty much expended all of your resources. The hole was on the right, the Frost had already used everything, or the Shadow Shaman used all the abilities, Hookshot was on cooldown.
And Iceberg got so much gold from this.
Yeah.
He now has the fully completed Shiva's Guard.
Level 23 too, almost level 25, 17 Bloodstone charges. So almost 50 mana per second now. Gives you a lot of liberty.
Ridiculous farm speed for him.
Zip around. Yeah, it may. I mean, he can like zip and force BKBs and stuff if he's like able to see the Enigma in a bad spot. Playing like Shadow Shaman is pretty scary in this, even though you have like that instant disable. Whereas the Storm and Storm didn't go for something like a Linken's or anything.
Yep.
You just get Orchided and you're dead in most of these situations.
Well, FNG is going to add pressure to the bottom lane. Ancient Apparition is trying to soak up a little bit more experience on the top. Does have the level 2 Ice Blast. Actually going to go for Glimmer Cape. So a little bit more protection. Storm Spirit just saying hi in mid, that's all. But Team Spirit are now putting this into a split game. So you want to do if Team Infamous are going to finally group up as 5 and try and fight that way, Team Spirit are denying them the opportunity to do the same back. Yeah,
they're just pushing side lanes in, making it so any of Infamous's moves are actually pretty obvious now, because if you see these 2 side lanes pushed in, you know they're in the mid lane.
Yep.
If nobody's setting up on the other ones, you know exactly where they're going to be standing. So Spirit can play around that pretty nicely.
And then Team Spirit do their own quick rotation, bring 4 heroes up to the top lane, and then pressure into the tier 2 tower. And Infamous have to react quickly. They do have vision there. Observer and Sentry Ward is down.
They are smoked up as well.
Yeah, with the Infest Bomb.
They've got Mirana ulti if they want to expend it. He's got everything online. Spirit feels a bit threatened. That pressuring, like trying to kill this tier 2 is so scary. Too many angles of approach to just get sandwiched by.
Also, too many people missing still.
Yeah.
You talked about like the Mirana finally shows herself to defending that tower. FNG can add pressure to the bottom lane, and the Team Spirit are not on the clock here. Like they've been having a fantastic series of fights. They're 16, 17,000 experience in front. Even if the gold is only sitting about 7.5k, their levels are going through the roof.
Yeah.
And the Shaman and the Clockwork are the ones who are being punished the most. Level 13 for both of them. And it's a level 24 Storm Spirit. The closest to him is 19 on the Mirana. Just been fantastic fights for the Storm to continuously survive. And Infamous are having little to no answer. Like the Enigma was meant to be the big one. Like the Enigma BKB, but the BKB, every time I look at it, it seems to be like, do I have to use this defensively to get the Orchid off me?
Yeah. They're not making their own aggressive plays anymore. The map has been on their side for quite a while now. Like the last, what, 10, 15 minutes or so, I want to say, that Spirit's just been the aggressors.
Yep.
So I feel like now it's got to be Infamous really trying to like, go for those plays, go for those two-man ganks. Go for that Clockwork Lifestealer, go for that Sanking, try to find him, get a dust.
And they are really hiding. Clockwork rockets the bottom lane, which is giving FNG a little bit of pause if he wants to come out and push the lane or not. But no one's on top. No one's pressuring mid.
They're so, I mean,
and no one's
is
on
so
bottom.
afraid. This is what happens when you play when you're behind and you start playing versus a Storm Spirit who starts to snowball like this. You're in fear of showing in any lanes because the global potential from the dive, from the zip and the AA blast. Like if Shadow Shaman shows, dead. Clockwork, dead.
Storm finally shows, and they don't even know exactly where they want to go. FNG, with all that farm he got on bottom lane, affords up a gem. So now the vision game from Infamous will also become a lot more difficult.
They see the Enigma walking up. They see the Shadow Shaman as well with this nicely placed ward they have. AA is going to bail out.
Vanscore! Wait, Vanscore's bailing out while Iceberg jumps in. All right. I suppose a kill is a kill. Meanwhile, in middle lane, the duel is out. And Clockwork gets caught. Enigma. Oh, do you really want to commit for it? He's got the Malefice stuns. Now press the attack. You break free. Black Hole was the only way they were going to get that kill. This just feels like Infamous uncertain what they want in life.
Yeah. They don't really know how to take the proper engagements, and now they're just getting out-resourced.
Oh, Storm Spirit. Such a huge jump. He doesn't care.
He's just pure aggression. Sees Lifestealer for a second, tries to go for that Orchid big jump play.
He is a 48.9 regen, and he's level 25 talent of the... he went for the Electric Vortex. No amplification on spells.
Okay.
But Roshan's going to spawn up in like 4 seconds' time. So Team Spirit can pick up the Aegis, putting a cheese also into their hands.
Scary, having Aegis cheese on these.
Oh, and they just found a regeneration rune for Iceberg.
Oh, lovely.
And he's going to go into an Aghanim Scepter build.
You have Black Hole. We have Black Hole too.
This one's just a little bit more electrifying. But Team Spirit need to scout out Roshan. The ping's coming from FNG. It's like, hey, we should probably look towards this. And there it is.
And
both teams scout at the same time. Rocket
Infamous
and Sanking go in.
Up. Can they get the fight properly done?
Do they try and take Roshan themselves? Like, are you at a point right now where they may just have to try and smoke, slip in? Storm Spirit, long jump in, long jump out, and it's the Legion Commander that gets caught by the Clockwork. That was an innocent bystander in Iceberg shenanigans.
They get one kill at least. I think they wanted to get a bit more out of that one. Now, Team Spirit smoked up. This one is not going to be expected by Infamous.
Smoke breaks. FNG jumps up. They do get the Burrow Strike on top of the Clockwork. Reality Rift with a Phantasm. Shaman stands no chance whatsoever. Moonlight Shadow won't protect you when the Sentry Ward is down either. They haven't used it just yet. Oh, okay. No ability to actually get the Reality Rift off as a Lincoln Sphere is on that Live Sealer, but the Ice Blast, it'll be able to connect. You can use up the CK. The arrow falls down, but it's still not going to do anywhere near enough of a stun time to dissuade Team Spirit for continuously pressuring this mid. Okay, that's back to regen.
A lot of trouble. I think every time I've actually been looking at Infamous, I see Shadow Shaman and Clockwork dead.
Yeah.
Shadow Shaman is 0-9. He has been getting bullied pretty hard in this game.
BTZ has Manta, Recipe, and almost completed. Like, he farms up top lane, the full Manta is done.
And he's hitting that level 20 mark, so level 15 you got 10 strength, level 20 you get that 12 stats. Now you're super tanky.
I'm like, what does Storm spend his cash on? He still had the Agnems and the Quick Buy, but he bought the entire Bloodthorn.
Yeah.
So just switching up the items slightly.
It'll be nice versus the Lifestealer. You know, Lifestealer has that evasion talent, so being able to get rid of that would be pretty sweet.
You'll be sad. 300 HP over the 1+ Malefice.
This game, it makes more sense. Because he's pretty
trying
squishy.
To live.
Yeah. He's pretty squishy. They have a lot of ways to jump him in the back line, so this game, the 300 health definitely makes sense. Storm Spirit again, trying to force something, but it wasn't the BKB force this time. It was just the reveal of a Shadow Blade from the Enigma.
Oh, Mass Open Wards. Oh, okay.
Committing for Roche.
Yeah, but it seems like they're not on the same page. Lifesteal's going to come in late. You just lost one of the Mass Serpent Wards. Arrows being thrown out, just more of a fish.
Oh, man. Spirit's getting the full wraparound, too. They're going to go from the low ground up to the high ground.
Oh, boy. Roshan is slowly being brought down. This is taking way too long. The Mass Serpent Wards are going to time out before Roshan's even dead. Team Spirit ready to jump. In fact, they do find a quick target. It's going to be the Clockwork. Arrow flies forward. Doesn't actually connect. It was only just short of the Legion Commander, but they're bailed out of the Roche pit. Now you go for your bigger fight. Enigma gets disintegrated, and the duel is out. Clockwork's removed from this fight. Shaman and Lifesteal are gone too. Dropping like flies. And Team Spirit, they don't even care about Roshan. They know what they want. It's mid-tower, it's more, because that's 1 full minute without a Lifestealer.
Jesus, you know, there's a reason why we've been seeing like the rise of this Chaos Knight, and if that's not a reason right there, then I don't know what is. He literally just like one-shots the Enigma. His Phantasm just walk up, pretty much kill like everybody else. They didn't have to expend like, they didn't have to use Epicenter. They just had to use Phantasm and run at them.
It's actually a lane of racks. They can go for GG push if they feel the need, but maybe a little bit too risky. Infamous, you never really want to try and push that hard.
They're not able to use their. They're not even going to be able to use their BKB Black Hole. Who needs a BKB canceling thing when you can just walk up to him and one-shot him?
You know, the hilarious thing is, we started this whole, like, in the conversation, the draft, we started the whole conversation with, like, how do you counter the Lifestealer? This guy is going to be a real issue unless you get a good hero against it. And Ursa came up, CK came up in the discussions, and this CK has just torn him apart.
Yeah.
And you wonder, too, like, is there something that Infamous could have done earlier?
I think the one thing was that they were playing like 4. They were playing like 4 heroes. Like, Enigma was like split pushing so much this game instead of like the Shadow Shaman split pushing. I feel like Shadow Shaman just like walked in and was cannon fodder in a lot of these fights where if they had like an Enigma's presence, it could have been a different situation in some of those fights.
Where Shaman can actually become a controller as opposed to just food.
Yeah, like Shadow Shaman can just, you actually split push really well as Shadow Shaman. You Ether Shock the wave, TP to the fights. Enigma can be in the fight surrounded by your teammates, and you can actually be able to take those engagements, but it was them just, yeah, they got like split up. Their lanes were getting like forced in constantly by Team Spirit. Team Spirit always just able to find the better fights, and as a unit, as a group, they always seem to have 4 or 5 heroes, while Infamous would have like 3 show up, then 1 more show up, then 1 more walk in at the end of the fight, rather than in unison. I
might be more okay with this, because the bigger thing I'm actually worried about is Infamous going to TI. Like, they need to try and shore up these issues before TI approaches. Like, if it's a simple drafting thing, then understand that. But this appears to also be like being everyone on the same page. That's a more concerning thing. All right, top lane, pressure it in. Mirana just trying to
touch. Look at that. Not even half HP on those Phantasms.
I think Clockwork Rocket actually did more damage. Arrows fly forward. Actually connects. FNG playing catch with his dad at the moment. Legion Commander. Phobos is looking for initiation. I think he's looking for the Enigma in the back lines if it's possible. The Phantasms Amanda style is doing all of the work to bring it down. Hook shot forward. They do find the Legion Commander. Phobos triggers his BKB. Can easily walk away. Top Rush taking in the meantime. Shackle inside the base. FNG caught out. Iceberg pulling them into the Ice Blast as well. The Vortex lasts for so long. Here's your other black hole, the one from the Enigma. Finally, they can actually bring down this Storm Spirit. CK shackled up. He'll go down as well, but Storm back to the world of the living. They need to kill off Iceberg. You've got the duel going on from Legion Commander. A little bit of help from Iceberg will actually do it again, and another
God.
Vortex! It is such a long drag that you have to wait so long. Iceberg finally can jump himself back out, but the Malphus done, causing problems. Storm Spirit needs some distance, so does the Legion Commander. A level 23 Legion Commander going to get stunned up, shackled up, controlled up. Iceberg back into the fight. Careful, careful, careful. Doesn't want to be part of this. The Yule Scepter sends him up. Where's your stun? He's put all of his mana Vent score. Don't take it for the team.
Oh, he gets it anyway.
But the stun will still connect with the Starfall. They get the kill. 955 is what goes the way of the Mirana, plus the extra icing on the cake of the death of Vent score. Team Spirit will lose everybody in this fight, Aegis included, but they are still a lane and a half of racks up.
Yeah, they got the 2 melees, which is super important. FNG blinks in. You can see him, he's mass pinging. He's definitely talking to them right now. He's like, you guys were fighting over here on the right. I tried to blink in and make an initiation. I just get hexed and disabled the whole time, and you guys are having a fight somewhere else. Then the black hole comes out. And
yep.
I mean, that was just a really good placement of the black hole. Under the Shadow Shaman wards as well. It was pretty much everything beating on them. Saw 2 4-man vortexes coming out, but CK had already pretty much died, and there was no Sand follow-up because Sand died right at the start of the fight.
I'm actually waiting for the Sand FNG to say, you know what? Okay, well, I'm the one initiating. Why? Why don't we use our electrical black hole? That vortex lasts for so long.
Yep.
It's the vortex, I think, is actually going to last just as long as the epicenter channeling time.
Yeah, I mean, it's 3.25. It's ridiculous how long it actually does last.
So all they have to do is just hold him in position, let the CK do the rest of his work. Ice Blast can connect while they're all, again, held in the same position, all being pulled into the epicenter. Team Spirit have a wonderful combination to work with.
It's perfect when if the Enigma is able to ever get those situations where he gets the 2 cores in the black hole, that's the way that Infamous can actually win those team fights. If he BKB black holes with the Midnight Pulse on the CK and the Storm Spirit, that's how they win those fights. Other than that, it's still super difficult for them. It's a good swing, though. Maybe a 6,000 or 7,000 gold swing, and the experience is the bigger one. It's almost a 20,000 experience swing.
Yep.
So now we get some of those big levels coming out.
So Team Spirit have to kind of shore up what they're throwing the way. 20k worth of experience is not something you ever really want to give away, even if you do have a gold lead of, well, 23,000.
Yeah, they gave up their gem, too.
Yep.
And now it's Black Hole's back online. Their Moonlight Shadow, they're trying to go again. Scan actually does catch them, though.
Oh, well, the Hex will kick in. Storm Spirit, they cancel off that regeneration rune of him. He's still got a little bit of extra time with the Arcane. They jump forward. Arrow flies forward. Iceberg gets away in time. Arrow won't connect with the Black Hole. Catch him on the edge. They need to kill him off before Cheese can be triggered. They don't do it. Iceberg gets the Cheese off. Now your Vortex happens. FNG, the Aghanim's epicenter. Throw it all in. Infamous. Oh, they just got bucked. Clockwork will fall as well. Ultra kill for BZZ. That is the combination that Team Spirit were waiting to achieve. And they got it perfectly.
Iceberg, what, 100 HP?
Yeah.
Just survives. Enigma wasn't able to get the Midnight Pulse pre-hole. Just gets the hole off, and yeah, they didn't have enough damage.
This seems it's going to be a glorious black hole at the end, but there is no follow-up to it. You're going to all be held there, GG. He put a refresher on just so he was capable of doing that. But that is going to be the game. Infamous will be eliminated from the final match here in Peru, and Team Spirit, they will be the ones to advance into the second round and go up against Elite Wolves in the lower bracket.
Overall, I don't think Infamous should be too disappointed. I think Team Spirit is definitely a better team overall. I think individually they're probably a little bit better as well on their players. I think Iceberg has been a standout mid player for quite a long time. He's just been playing on a lot of different CIS teams, but I've always seen this guy play consistently well. His Storm Spirit, Shadow Fiend, Invoker, these big three. Yep. He's always really owning. I think this game though, I think Spirit just played much better as a team. Infamous had some nice rotations and stuff that they made with the Infest bombs early on, but it was Spirit showing up with 4 or 5 heroes every time, and Infamous sometimes were just 3 heroes, one guy split pushing another lane. It was not the same cohesion that Spirit had going on. Man,
it was. It's just a great performance by Team Spirit. Cannot wait for the next game to go, so we're going to be pumping through them. We've got so many matches to get through today, as we have another 3 best of ones to get through, 1 best of 3, and then our grand final with Alliance with a 1-game advantage in that matchup, best of 5. All coming your way here for the final match in Peru. Do not go anywhere. We will be back.
I'll just keep looking at it. Because I'm pretty sure we're probably still on. It's fine, though. Hi, chat.
No, they cut off.
Nice. Wait, we're still on, huh? Didn't they switch it off of us, and then they went back to us? I guess? Oh, okay. Well. It's just like, I'm actually going to watch Toby now. Hello. That was a good start to the day. Enigmas with Aghanim Storm Spirits, dude. That's pretty hype. You gonna put it back on? I don't know. What do we do, dude?
Thought we were done. Guess not. But guys, more matches.
Maybe we should be doing what the Peruvian guys are doing. Look, they're giving saludos to people. They're saying hello. They're like, hey guys.
Привет, привет, suka bliat.
Jesus.
That's what we meant to say, right? We're professional commentators.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what's the next game?
Next team?
Next game is the E-Wolves versus
Yeah, it's
Spirit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe Team Spirit will be getting off, so yeah, it makes sense that we actually have that. So, Spirit Elite Wolves. Then we go MVP Revolution versus the Thunder.
Next game should be pretty decent. I think it will probably be one-sided, but E-Wolves could bring out maybe an upset.
We're not even that far behind schedule. It's 11:40.
No, we're good.
So
I mean, as long as the camera doesn't stay on us for the next like 45 minutes and we just sit here.
That'll be great. We're gonna wait for the Peruvians to shut up. That's the secret. They're really nice
I don't know,
guys,
dude. They're
actually.
going forever, man.
Yeah, they're making the most out of this.
Carlos is so shiny today.
How much was there to decode from that matchup at the very end? Okay.
I'm trying to hear what they're saying, actually.
Okay. You want to translate for us over the PA?
Yeah, let me see.